What a great fight we just witnessed, ladies and gentlemen. Let's keep it rolling. Bout number 6. Fighting out of the blue corner, Chris the Butcher. And his opponent fighting out of the red corner, Kenny the Body Yeung. Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to bout number 6, Rebellion 3. Proudly sponsored by Gat Wines, 5 by 2 minute rounds, full Thai rules, middleweight division. Your referee in charge, John Miller. Firstly, fighting out of the blue corner, trained at a Hammers Gym, official weight 71.9 kilograms. He is the WMC Victorian Champion, a perfect fight record. 9 fights for 9 wins, ladies and gentlemen, Chris the Butcher Harrington! And across the ring, his opponent fighting out of the red corner, trained at a Kaizen Fitness, official weight 71.7 kilograms. A fight record of 16 fights for 10 wins. Ladies and gentlemen, Kenny the Body Yeung!
Yeah, about 6 of the night, guys. Proudly brought to you by Gat Wines. The body, the return of the body to the centre ring. Kenny Yeung taking on the Butcher, Chris Harrington. Chris Harrington, 9 fights for 9 wins. Current WMC Victorian Champion. Taking on Kenny Yeung, 16 fights, 10 wins. Kenny's been out of Muay Thai for the last couple of years, been concentrating on his MMA, as his ears clearly show.
That's right.
So looking forward to this one. We know Kenny, he is a tough customer there in the centre ring.
Round number 1.
Look, it's a big ask coming back into the Muay Thai arena and taking on the undefeated Butcher, Chris Harrington.
Sure is,
trained by the Hammer, Mark Castanini.
And actually, Kenny's currently being trained by Jarhead, and Kenny and Jarhead also fought on one of the early prosecutions. So he's gone down there to sort of get his Muay Thai skill sharpened up. He is actually training MMA at Nemesis, yeah, with another 2 of my old guys. With
Dennis Kelly and Phil Lai. So
Keep it clean, guys. Keep it clean. Keep it clean.
Johnny Miller officiating in centre ring for the first time of the night.
Good. Yep.
Already we see Chris getting that left knee right up there, nicely into the rib cage of Kenny Yeung.
Yeah, Chris the Butcher Harrington. He is a butcher by trade, and I'll tell you what, he needs to have a word to Brett Zanchetta up there in Queensland. Say, mate, I need your ring entrance. You're out of it now. I need your ring entrance.
Indeed. Quite a spectacle there.
Chris trained by the Hammer. Mark Castanini out of Hammer's Gym there in Blackburn, Whitehorse Road, Blackburn. Kenny trained by Ton and Jarhead out of Kaizen Fitness.
Well, they don't call him the body for no reason. He absolutely walks into centre ring in peak physical condition.
He always is. Apparently, he says he doesn't actually train as well. He doesn't actually do any weights, so... Yeah.
Well, I used to look like that when I was his age. In my own mind.
When we had Jarhead fighting him, he'd come out as Kenny the Body Yeung, and so we brought Jarhead out as Jarhead the Nobody.
I think we were talking about getting T-shirts printed up at that time if Jarhead was going to have the win. I killed Kenny.
I killed Kenny, that was it.
And big thank you to Gat Wines getting me on this one. Rebellion Muay Thai 3, proudly brought to you by Side Najin, Rebellion Muay Thai.
Kind of wonder if Chris Harrington's actually hurting his knees there, banging them off of Kenny's body.
On that 8-pack that Kenny has.
That's it.
He's got legs like tree trunks too, as Kenny the Body Yeung, but a very even first round there from both boys.
Round number 2.
Round 2, proudly brought to you by Get Wine. Just wonder in between rounds, Tao, is it a psychological thing when one fighter stands and one sits?
Actually, I have my fighters stand on those short breaks so that they're not sitting too long. Actually, on even on the long breaks, the 2-minute breaks, I have them sit there so that that sort of lactic acid and adrenaline doesn't build up in their legs. You know, I mean, they're going to rest in between rounds anyway. I don't think it's a good idea to sit down. That's a personal thing. And actually, that's going to score well for Chris Harrington there. Sort of very nice turn and dump there.
So Kenny's really working the lead leg of Chris Harrington. Chris has got some really good combinations.
Attempted spinning back fist there from Chris.
Nice right hand there from the Butcher. Good
Kenny
right
has
hand
got
back
a
there
very
from
hard
Kenny.
head though, actually, as I recall. You can thump on Kenny's head all day and he doesn't care. He really has a hard head. So, I mean, they'll still score, but I don't think you'll ever drop Kenny.
Look at that. Teep straight to the face. Kenny just dismisses it, flicks it off and moves forward.
Keep working, guys, working.
You see a hammer through the effects microphone, just calling out to Chris to throw the elbow.
Kenny is showing a little bit of rust here, actually, I think. I mean, I'm not sure if he's just starting slow or... But just hasn't quite got that range organised just yet, you know.
Flicking round kick there from Kenny. Not much mustard behind it.
Nice step up knee there from the Butcher, Chris Harrington.
Very nice, actually. He faked that right leg and he stepped through onto it and threw that left shot. So
He's setting up for a spinning back elbow there.
he is indeed. And that becomes a bit, you know,
predictable.
Kenny will be onto that. He'll see that coming now.
Well, I think even Chris realised that. You can see he just sort of stepped across to use it, then he just pulled it at the last minute.
Once again, nice step up knee from Chris Harrington. He's not shy in trying to let the elbow go either, is Chris.
Chris, the current WMC state champion, undefeated, 9 fights for 9 wins. So as they say, the hour's got to go. But will it be tonight here at Rebellion Muay Thai number 3? Good second round there for both boys.
That's absolutely cool.
Round number 3.
Here we go, round 3, proudly brought to you by Get Wines. And I'll tell you what, I made the comment in the second round that Kenny Yeung was working away at that lead leg of Chris Harrington. He put it away in the second round. In between rounds, Side Nadji was going off his nuts at Kenny, telling him to kick the lead leg, and he's opened up with about 3 or 4 already.
Yeah, absolutely. Sai having some strong words with Kenny in between rounds there.
Oh, Kenny Yeung just stand there, wore a spinning back elbow, wore a couple of stiff shots from the Butcher, but it just keeps coming in. There he is, he's working that lead leg.
And it's starting to show too on Chris's leg, but you know, it is a bit one-dimensional. You know, he could chop it down over the 5 rounds, but Kenny really is showing that he's looking for that. So I think Chris is doing very, very well.
With a nice flush one right across the...
I think actually that went right across both thighs, so there's not much Chris could have done differently to stop that, but doesn't mean it doesn't sort of bang on the cup, but that kick looked okay to me.
I know it's unintentional, but...
Doesn't mean it doesn't hurt, though. And it must have worked the Donny Miracle there, because Kenny's now ready to go.
And I reckon Kenny's going to be a little bit angry.
Nice 3-4 punch combos from both fighters here.
Tell you what, they're stepping it up now.
Oh no, once again.
It was a switch up knee that time.
It's just getting caught in the flurry there. It's definitely not intentional from Chris's part there, but...
Have that sort of thing happen.
Keep the kicks up. Keep the kicks up, all right?
Both boys working both sides of the body.
Yeah, look, they both started trading strong low kicks. Good check there that time from the Butcher.
Referee Donny Miller just breaking the boys up here in the right above us. Oh, big right hand there from Kenny Yeung.
I think that's how, if Kenny wants to plug away at that front leg, he should set it up with his hands, or like that, make him miss and then make him pay.
Nice counter kicking from Kenny Yeung.
I definitely think the all-round game is going to Chris Harrington, though. You know, he's actually putting everything together quite nicely.
Yeah, he's got some really good knees on him, Chris Harrington. I love the way he switches up with the knee. You can see setting up for a spinning back elbow.
Work, boys, work. Break. Come on. Good third out. Don't lose your composure. Top.
There we
That's
go.
it of round number 2.
It was a long third round with a couple of breaks there, but I tell you what, the tempo really started to lift after those couple of low shots. Now we've got 3 down, 2 to go. Here we go.
Penultimate round number 4.
Round 4, proudly brought to you by Gat Wines. The butcher, Chris Harrington, fighting out of Hammers Gym, Kenny Yeung.
Work rate, boys, work rate, work rate.
Butcher opening up with the step-up elbow, now trying the spinning elbow. So looking to put the lights out on Kenny Yeung here in the 4th.
But Kenny just continually walks forward.
Nice high teep from the body.
That lead leg of Chris Harrington's really starting to get a bit of blue colouring in it as well.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit. It's not going to be enough for Kenny to put him away on that, though. He doesn't seem to be showing signs of tiring on that front leg. He's just
Bit
going
of
to
love
hang around
there,
there for a little bit.
bit of love there in the centre ring.
Yeah, it's nice to see. But I think definitely Chris is putting together a better all-round game here. I mean, you know, Kenny is a very good Muay Thai practitioner, but I think his time out of the Muay Thai ring is showing a little bit, you know.
Oh, nice short uppercut from the butcher in the clinch.
Kenny just locking out in the grapple over there in the neutral corner.
Crossing elbow as well.
In the middle more, in the middle.
Chris is actually coming along with every fight as well. He really is he's showing some great technique, you know. I judged one of his fights on Warriors Way the last time, and he's certainly improved in that time.
Yeah, look, and we've said it before that the fight is coming out of Hammers Gym. You know, technically, very, very well schooled in the art of Muay Thai.
Tell you what, we had a good switch up left there from Kenny Yeung just as he was bouncing off the ropes, caught Chris across the jaw.
Come on, last 5 seconds.
Always over there in the neutral corner trying to take out Paris from Paris Productions. He's the best DVD producer in the country.
Bar none.
Even got Tao onto that one, did we? There you go, busy 4th round there for both boys. Gat Wines are getting their money's worth on this one as well. But at the moment, Chris Harrington just seems to be controlling things there in centre ring.
Fighters, touch gloves. This is the 5th and final round.
There we go, 5th and final round, penalty brought to you by Gat Wines. So there's one thing though with the work rate of both of these boys, they're not going to take a backward step.
Yeah, well, interestingly, I think Kenny Yeung has tried to throw everything that he can at Chris Harrington. If you were Kenny's trainer, Tao, what would you be saying to him here now in the 5th round?
Yeah, in the 5th round, he's got to go for broke, really. He's going to have to knock Chris out to win here because, you know, and I mean, how to do that? I mean, well, he's going to have to start throwing some leather, you know. I mean, Chris has got the all-round Thai game going here. I mean, he's looking for elbows there. He's winning in the clinch. He's winning in the range game. So Kenny has to really start throwing some leather. And in the earlier couple of rounds, he did actually land some pretty good punches on Chris, but not enough. I think Chris's head's, you know, sufficiently hard enough to take what Kenny's got here in this 5th, you know.
Nice left there.
I think that he's just sort of bringing it home, you know.
I'd be surprised if the butcher let Kenny Yeung in. He's keeping a very nice defence as well as being an aggressor and clocking up the points as well.
Absolutely. I mean, he's looking for spinning elbows and things now.
Yeah, but absolutely, you see him attempt a spinning elbow, misses the mark, and then closes up the defence.
Right.
Nice guard as well. So he's not doing anything silly.
No, that's indicative of being quite comfortable in there. You know, I think he knows he's got it. He's trying some new tricks and stuff. So I think he knows he's got it.
Oh, have a look.
Got a few downward elbows. Kenny's gone to MMA there. He's got a very nice takedown. But
Yeah, Kenny looking to go the mount there. Wants a bit of ground and pound, but
that's it.
step up elbow there from the butcher.
Kenny now trying to work both knees to the left and right side of the body.
Good work there from Chris just to lock it out as well.
Yeah, nice defensive knee guard from that butcher. Oh, it's him with a nice right hook on the way in. Good handwork from Chris Harrington.
Oh, there you go.
Really punching to the last bell there, wasn't it?
Rock Kenny Yeung there. No.
He did. He sort of a bit rocked there right on the bell.
Yeah, right on the bell. Big thank you to the Gat Wines. This one will go the way of Chris Harrington. It will be 10 from 10. What's next for the butcher?
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds of full tie rules, we have gone to the judges' scorecards. We have a unanimous points decision. Your winner, blue corner, Chris.
Yeah, I couldn't see that any other way. I mean, good job to Kenny, but I think that Chris was a much sharper fighter there.
Yeah, full credit to the Butcher. He's now 10 from 10, and a big thank you to Gat Wines for getting behind this one. And great to see Kenny the Body Young back in there. Let's hope he stays back in there. But what's next for Chris the Butcher Harrington? That's the question.
Yeah, well, 10-0. It's an impressive fight record.
It is. He's doing a Michael 300. I think he actually got himself to 14 fights undefeated.